How We Love and How We Grieve Poems of You and Me by Educo Paarl. In memory of my sister, Sharia Lexon Patterson, my mother, Marlene Ruan Allen, my grandfather, Milfred Allen, and the love that made this book possible. The Paarl's Prayer. This is a song written in dedication to my sister and my mother. Lord, open up my eyes and show me what I've been doing wrong. I want to get it right this time, so please guide me in your light. Take my hand, lead me slowly, grant me strength and might. Never leave me without grace and mercy. Make my soul shine bright. I don't know if I will make it to heaven, but I surely have to try. You took my sister and my mother early. Will I be close behind? So take my hand, lead me slowly, grant me strength and might, and never leave me without grace and mercy. You can make my soul shine bright. So open up my eyes and show me how to do it right by guiding me with your light, for maybe then I can make it to heaven. Acknowledgments. First and foremost, I would like to show a sincere appreciation to my best friend, Chantal Brown, for her unconditional love, her always open and unbiased opinions, regardless of what topic I may put forth, and for always being consistent in my life, regardless of the major and minor changes we both experience. Also, for being the first person to know about and experience the contents of this book. A major thank you is due to my cousin, Yannick Carpenter, for giving me a copy of the book The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, which encouraged me to shape all the things I say poetically. This, in return, gave me the best way to calm and express my broken heart. To a little old lady by the name of Anyox, who further encouraged me, just write the poems. I am forever grateful. So I took her advice, and with that, of the book to express myself in a poetical manner, and so made my way here to a compilation of poems for you and me. To my dear and close family members who took the time to help me, I am extremely grateful for your love, listening ear, words of encouragement and support. I hope when you read this, you are reminded of how much I am thankful for all you have done and contributed to my life. The first place I have ever publicly expressed poetry was on the Right Side Instagram page. Therefore, I would like to say a big thanks to the creator Olia for creating a place of expression and for allowing me to share my inner thoughts. Even though while difficult, I would like to pay recognition to the person who truly broke my heart and inspired this art. If you ever read this, thank you for being you and loving me in the best way you knew how. Introduction. As we grow, we seek to learn about ourselves and try to find ways to express the mixture of who we have come to be at each stage of our lives. Here, I try my best to express some crucial parts of my late 20s. I still wouldn't say that who I am, even after writing some of these expressions, has changed that much. One thing I can say for sure is that the creativity inside me came alive and has now greeted you and me. Within these pages, you may find some of yourselves connecting with my soul because we all share experiences with love and grief in our own special way. Sometimes I wonder, why do we grieve and in the way that we do? Some say, however, how lucky we are to have experienced love than none at all. The pain created from the confusion of not knowing how to love someone who is gone is a grief of love. Let's be honest though, many of us wish to never experience this pain, and whenever we do, we seek to find ways to cope and escape. Now, here we are, you and me, on the pages of my way to escape the grief of love's frustration. May you find answers or ways to fill a void or a mind of curiosity much like mine while going through these pages. Denial of attraction. Attraction, noun, is the action or power of evoking interest in or liking for someone or something. Denial, noun, is the refusal of something requested or desired. Why try and deny attraction? Isn't it a necessary satisfaction? Watch your reactions to its actions. Tell me after in words of caption if it ever led to devastation. Denying attraction then takes a level of willpower and sometimes deep hatred to break. Reject me not. I looked at her and found her attractive. I told you of this attraction, only to hear the shock of your reaction, the emboldened words of, "What about me?" I looked inside my own heart and mind of what I knew about you, and how could I refuse you? You had always been so kind. You had changed from the child I knew, forward, more sagacious, and seductive in your moves. How could I deny the attraction? I was pulled in and could not refuse. My desire. Love is terrifying, but friends we are, so let's develop the rest. Building on our trust without being in a rush, for it is my desire, a desire that we shall last, to be more than a spark, though electrifying you are. What we hope for. Little by little you became my center, to the depths of my heart you entered, long phone calls and dorm room nights, and to your friend that can never erase those sights, I still smile about those hallway lights. I love to think of black and white, oh DC Cole. Remember, that's where we started our roles, where I hoped you and me could last forever. We ate cheap meals and exchanged bracelets as a way to express we cared. You became my favorite place, the person I had always hoped for. I was happy, happy with you, for you were my person. The seduction it brings. Constrict me, 5 fingers pressed. Motionless are the flood of internal emotions. How can I feel without the pain? Am I a masochist seeking the sadist? To press and constrict my heart and mind for the soul to be released? To dismiss the hold upon my body? The pain and I are a thing, the entwined lovers in a fling. Only I can't hold it as it does me, but I am still a lover of its hold. Preserving without killing. Now I have it. How do I keep it? How to preserve it without killing it? If I be too nice, if I be too kind, if I be too loving, will your love die? If I show my emotions, if I even cry, if you see me angry, will you feel any different? If I am good, will you stay with me? If I am bad, will you love me more? Without killing it, myself and you, how do we preserve it? A life real and true. The palace awaits. Desirable you are in the prime of your youth, enthusiastic about the life ahead of you. Jealous you can make them by the lavish you brandish. Harsh though is the known reality, as it causes the self to enlarge. Anguishing you will be from all you are becoming. Happy you will seek to be from always feeling empty. Imagining simpler days you want to be back in, mourning and tormenting about all that you have scored. Advantages you had but deeply took for granted, navigating through life just to end up at the broken palace gate, inviting yourself in while you try hiding all your sins. Jewels, beautiful and rare, you should know were always held within. Accommodating is a place, with your room awaiting still. Mysterious, such is the thing called life and your experiences of it. Excuse yourself not, even when you can't deduce the truths within. Satisfaction does come even to those anguishing in sin. So, no, this is not a hallucination. Hands of time. You come and go, leaving me here, every day and every night. You glance at me only when you need me, though I am present with you, always in different forms. Before the modern days, you needed my hands as much as the sun to keep you from building a rush to run. I more likely will be here after you go back to time. holding on to memories. Can I come with you to the places that you go so we may stay close? If I can't go, will you miss me, taking me in your memories? If you don't, just know I will become the host, holding all the memories in the place of you, just so we may stay close. Like a planted seed. When I plant a seed, I water it, care for it to grow, as with you and me. Therefore, I invest in us, doing my best, working for things to thrive, to be what we can. For you know, to survive this land, we all need a hand, so I give you mine to bring forth results. How we are. It was so subtle, or maybe I was naive. I could not realize what control you had over me, what submission to thee. You are adroit. You can easily convince me to rejoice, even in tears of joy not meant to be. Desire sparked a fire. I now like to buy flowers, which shows me the power of desire. There is no denial that love had made its arrival, because inside me there was a fire. I had a desire for your heart, to buy the things you like, to now make special plans, to never extinguish what sparked the fire. There was a lot to learn. I was willing though, because you were a main concern, who had me before I had even known. A night in Thailand. The time had was crazy. Let's bound these hands, creating different scenes in this land. Up against the glass you stood. In a way I may see all of you that commanded me. Strapped down on the bed was the gift of why the flight from Japan with the legs to be spread. In this land a lot was misunderstood, but there were great times that made us screamed goddamn. The things we love. You love to sleep in late. I love to watch you sleep. I love to come over to your side just to kiss you on your cheek. You love to twist your hair. I love the way it looks. The smell when you are near, the glow on your face. I love to hear you laugh when you stay up late and keep me awake from the shows that you play. I love the food you cook. I love the juices that you make. I love the taste of everything, all the excitement you create. Night drives. When the road is clear and the night is cool, I like you by my side for our night drives. Sometimes we go shopping over to my house or even to the beach. It's the only time I am never sleepy, as I feel quite alive, since these nights feel sincere for our night drives. The write off. Dismissed by the one you love, left feeling insignificant are the consequences of love, the type of power it evokes. Yet, how can we deny it when love is a part of life, inside the very being we are, causing parts of us to submit? A few times there was satisfaction, maybe even this you can't deny. Attraction, though, invited all, the devastation created from you and me. Becoming anger. Anger, noun, is a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Or anger, verb, is to fill someone with anger, provoke anger in. Becoming, adjective, means to be suitable or appropriate. You thought it wrong. How was it not becoming? Why was I to not express such displeasure? You thought it not provoking because you kept very silent. But doesn't hostility come in many forms? Worst, when you know not healthy ways for coping, does suppression of your anger make you become a better person, a better judge of another person's character, though seeming superior through this manner? Tell me, as my actions and anger have deemed me unbecoming. Secrets of death. With death, I told you my secrets, to be the knife to inflict clean cuts and embolden my self deception. To gain affection, visual perception is your protection, as it's the place you hide the child that never cried, the one that never freely loved nor trust. No, here I am. I travel my mind to unravel the broken pieces of you and I. Interrogative questions. You want to know my secrets, but what will you tell me? You love to search my phone, but who does it trouble most? You desire satisfaction, but how can it be with you pulling away? You need security and stability, but why are you afraid of a serious commitment? You make a deal about values and protection, but when will things be of real action? You talk about love and trust, but where has yours been placed since not with me? Triggers: over a pleasant dinner, an important conversation became my trigger. Arising thoughts of how I knew you did your very best. It seems the bigger our desires and fears, the quicker the disappointments that they bring along with us, leaving us angry and resentful, even with the ones we love. For in the heat, I did not consider how we would become bitter due to broken hopes and dreams. So now our blood pulse with heat, showing a difference from what we once had. How we love and how we grieve. You and I are different, not two peas in a pod. You show your love through gifts, lavish gifts when you are feeling rich, lavish with gifts when you are happy, but pull away when you are sad, giving silent treatment with no show of tenderness. I show my love through service, service to my friends and family, service to you, whether happy or sad. I overthink about what to do. I cry and I reach out when feeling heavy, only bearing myself with an overflow of emotions. With you needing space, me needing closeness. How could we be when we love and grieve so different? Two peas in a pod. Wine and whiskey. I never needed a glass. I drank from the bottles. No chasers needed to make it easier to drink. These two poured into me, allowing me a state of calm without a feeling of anxiety. A father's recommendation was bestowed in go have a drink to deal with the misery within. So I drank the wine and whiskey to fight what I felt within. Anguish. On the first day, without my recognition, weeks turned into anguish from a tense situation with you policing and me increasing an unsubmissive demeanor to repulse a growing disdain. Eventually, the universe heard our cries of do's and can'ts, which led us to a separation whereby you and I will be entwined in our remembrance of each other. Blame and shame. It tears me up that I tore you apart in my honest attempt to find a way to your heart. One of my deepest shames that nearly took my name was a violation which erupted from desperation. No, I am without the am because I blame who I am. Penance. My thoughts grew unholy, as I knew not why I was punished slowly. To redeem myself and cause no harm, I turned towards penance, as it was the only way to tame my own vengeance. For you don't know true protection, because it's not of your reflection. For a mirror of you I am not, but to you I brought a lot, though unseen to your eyes. Fight with me. Hold me close when you get angry. Don't shut me out and contain yourself within. Yell at me and let me know you are still with me. Let me see your tears so I may dry them. Fight with me and do not stay silent. Just do something to let me know you are still with me. Don't just buy me gifts to fix me how you want me. Express to me words without condescending. Fight with me in a way that shows me you care and still love me. Don't step out like you always do just because I am tending. Being an avoidant makes you flee, but fight with me and never leave. So let me know you are still with me, as I anxiously sit and wait for you to reach me while mending my broken pieces. No obligation. Together we are, but far we are, with little decency, living in a house of scars. Our parents and their shaping are forever lovers raging. So to the naive, you owe no obligation to share no whereabouts of your location, while taking fancy trips towards the ocean to return and create an instant commotion. Neither you nor I could ever believe what a thought of having no obligation could really set in motion. We were both just lucky though. I like to seek other suggestions to help clear deep temptations and to make all fair and square, so we both may experience peace and growth. Pearls around your neck. Not a fight did you make. There was no resistance, only a sense of relief to be yourself. You sat with the Brazilian shortcut on your head, pearls around your neck, with me saying to myself how amazing you looked. You prepared for that interview, spoke boldly of all that you would do, without even thinking of me. You desired to be with those strange men, maybe so they could buy you real pearls. I don't really know. You looked gorgeous though. My rage just could never say those words, as I realized you cared only about yourself. Can I break it myself? Sometimes I am so angry, but for what my mind would do, society would want to hang me. There are times, though, I want to break it myself to see you be the one in pain, for you to know real hurt no matter how it came. For now, to me, you were the worst, a cold, distant, unappreciative girl, holding on to anger through pride, never remembering any good. Offensive fight. When I was young, a family friend often repeated this one phrase: walk away from trouble when you can. This one time I dared not, as I grew tired of your ways. I tried pleading and to bite my own tongue. This was not enough. I sprung into a rage with heavy words roaring from my lungs. Then early principles became undone. Was there any love? Was being me ever enough? Was there really any love? I look back and all I see is a rough path between you and me. To you, I was experimental. So with everything, you were judgmental, only being essential for sex and to fill an empty space. What could ever help us when you were easily embarrassed or jealous? This break through me, not because I felt used, but because I was angry with myself, not you. Am I the toxic one? To express myself, I sometimes yell. I might swear at you from becoming angry. It seems unfair to label this toxic, as we all show our cares and pain in different ways. I might be toxic though, as many times we are not our normal selves, which leaves us to think about who we really are. Bargaining with disillusion. Bargaining, verb, is when we discuss slash negotiate terms and conditions of something in order to get an agreement that is of a suitable advantage to ourselves. Disillusion, noun slash verb, is the disappointment experienced from the resulting discovery that something is not as good as one believed it to be. Reality can be hard hitting, leading to severe stages of bargaining while trying to clear the confusions created from the devastations of attraction. I know not if you bargained for me, but for you I did with God and the universe time and time again. 25 kisses. Coming off the fire strong was me each time, as you often thought you had been wronged. So for this, I learned for you how to make a sincere apology. After failing quite a few times due to your psychology, I gave 25 kisses on the last try, as I was sorry I ever made you cry. Yet, in the end, I found out the hard way. It was never forgiven, only left inside you to sit until the next fire was lit. Rescind. The wind blew in the house. All windows closed. It was cold. It was the child bestowed which made it so. Only pondered I pondered while you wandered, leaving no thought nor place of me. Please rescind that which is not of love, so warmth can radiate, for in the house it now greatly hurt. Undeserving death. I hurt because I had to watch us die. With you being heartless, my heart ached, followed by my mind. With prolonged silence, I yearned for your adoration, leading myself to the depths of desperation. Help and intervention I sought. My own knowledge proved weak, as salvation was needed, as I laid in the shadow of death, overcame by my own anxiety. My suffering made me ask, when will it end? For this love could not contend. This was an undeserving death. Did I displease you? Dig deep down, determine another destiny. Don't put us to death. Dear sweet darling, do you see my dedication? Do we deserve death? Did my best displease you? Did the dew not fill the dam? Dazed was I really? Did the gifts at your door die before their expiration date, doomed for the dumpster? Destined much like the love I have, dear in my heart to keep it, despite the deep distress. Dreaming now in a golden sand, destinations of spectacular satisfaction, demolishing slowly every devastating displeasure created. In ways we may I come to know thyself, in ways one had wished to know thee. May our memories not haunt me due to the nonchalant past. May your present be true to you in ways that I could not, and heal your heart in a single shot. May the future be your oyster in ways high for you to gallop, and me, may I be the pearl lost at sea. The heavens. I think the heavens hear me. It sends the rain to calm me, dripping and splashing at my window sills. It's the light noise to my night's loneliness, as my mind cries out to the heavens for wings, to be an angel to visit, and leave earth to caress those whom are beloved. Oh, why do I despair when the mind is fortified with gratitude, the heart with love, and the soul of an appreciated home in heaven? My body ceases to be unified as my mind reaches towards heaven. My soul prepares the way as my heart makes its break. Tinkered dreams. I tinkered with the dust, hoping it would make me fly. The rust from these old pipes, though, will only affect my lungs. But I never guessed this was the only way I would ever leave this land, covered under a bread pan, to grow no more, just to become the dust from which it all began. Opposites of a magnet. How do I talk about it when you want to talk about it? How do I release these emotions of words not easily spoken? How can I shed these tears in a way to let you hear me and see me clearly? How can I be strong while seeming weak and seeking? How do you not cry or see a way to dry my eyes? How can you be okay with leaving and condemn me for believing? How can you just criticize while I empathize? How do you see yourself? Do you bend on one knee to know? How is this our journey with you having power of attorney? How will we resolve all that has dissolved? How do you feel whole with only half our souls? How can you be communicative without being defensive? How can we be, do, and feel once more? Changing roles. What if our lives were different? Would it be a life that is magnificent? What if you wore my shoes? Would all this tension between us diffuse? What if you bore my pain and remorse? Would you have gained the strength to change our course? What if you loved me like I loved you? Would you now easily forgive all that has been done? What if you lost all you cared for within a few years? Would you still not bear yourself and show your tears? What if parts of you were never broken? Would your short house love for me have ever been awoken? What if we were never just two girls? Would there ever be you and me in written words? What if we could just answer these words? Would we change roles without detours? Feverish dreams. Where is he? Why are you with me? Is it the fever that creates these dreams? Or is it this need within us? A need to feed on you as you feed on my self esteem? It's hard for me to believe. Take me out of this dream. Take this viscerous pain from my head. Let my eyes open and my grief be over. Set me free from my feverish dreams. Let's go back. That night it rained while we took the train towards the mountains to the hot springs of Hakone. On the train I cried due to how I felt inside. Why was I again deprived of all the hopes inside? Let's go back before the train ride, when all felt fine with you by my side, without all the phone calls I now hate to recall. Delusional thoughts crossing the streets. Was it you hiding from me? Was it just my thoughts? I paused, wondering, and laughed. Were these delusional thoughts? Was this a moment where we were feeling dreaded? A past created disdain to walk the same path? Truly, is this you and me? Answers they may come, but for now I can't believe. This is who we are, avoiding strangers, hiding, so there is no reuniting. Life is confusing. Deep inside, there is a desire, much like a yearning. It's not fully understood. However, it brings the melancholy. It makes me feel sad, leaving me to want a place just to be alone. These thoughts are heavily occurring, so I hope I learn about myself, while with time to show much discernment and contentment. Love me once again. I admired you from the first time we met. You ended up following me home. It wasn't hard to imagine what for, as you had made your intentions known. You were kind, the sweetest I had ever known. Genuine care and such consideration I had never yet known. When you held me and took me off the floor, it was warm, a feeling much unknown. When you held me, it was like I was loved, a warm embrace. I was so afraid to conform. Now here I am, hoping you will love me once again, knowing it's unrealistic since I mourned you years ago. Open consideration. I am poor with my words, but let us work it out. This love is only beginning. There is much room for growth. How may I show you all that you are to me without you present to do all that I can? Come with an open mind, come with an open heart, come knowing you are loved. Let me know this is an illusion. Lasting depression. Depression, noun, is a feeling of severe despondency and dejection. Lasting, adjective, is enduring or being able to endure over a long period of time. Where did the time go? Did I sleep through it as a way to fight feeling low? Will the melancholy stop? I must admit, I don't know. Such conflict makes it hard to ever stop feeling low. With that realization, I feel more alone, yearning for death to come and take all that's left of me as a way to rid the void of what is deeply missing in me. Alone, slowly, something came to replace the space of you. Disillusion resulted from being alone. No bargaining could help. I am now melancholy's own. I could no longer fight. I had inflicted wounds. Love was not preserved. So inside to myself I turned, going over memories, considering different ends. The realization, you might feel it, for I know I surely do. 'Cause, look at me, I suffer these wounds as the clutter of thoughts intrude. You always come back. This time it's different though. I'm realizing as you cut me no slack, I feel more alone, fighting on my own. Utilizing past mistakes, we both try to use in different ways to create our own escapes. Leave me by the door. I want to smoke my cigarette, as all I want is to forget. So when I pass out, don't wake me, just leave me by the door. As it's not your attention I seek, nor your further critique. I am at a point filled with regret while looking for a way to be still, as I know my life is in dismay and can't reset. My cares. Within a year, my cares died. The womb from which I came, a love I held so dear, the inches that reached my waist, and myself I thought I knew. Within a year, places changed, from a space in your heart to countries and miles apart, being disgraced without your embrace. Within a year, all moods the same, me filled with shame as I lay claim to the blame which inflamed my cares to die, leaving none to spare. You and me, where did the responsibilities come from? They really caught me off guard. We were living together now. Finally, a dream came true. However, it went quicker than it came. I became overwhelmed, almost dumb. I was now caught in a discard. Was this the crop from seed sowed? Is this what I had spent years to pursue? To become quickly a person inflamed in shame? You outgrew me quicker than I knew, leaving behind feelings of a lasting discard. Love deeply missing. I never got to meet you. You made me happy though. I beamed with excitement from the thought of you. Already, I miss you. I was looking forward to meeting you, to smile at you as you smile at me, to fill you with the love I am deeply missing. You will never know me, but I will remember you. Two lives in one. From two, I came to be, knowing life has no guarantee, simply living and trying. I wanted two lives from one. In the end, they found not two heartbeats of little ones. In just weeks, it's a lot. Life has taken my true love. The friends we love. Am I your partner or even a friend? Are the friends you love real? As I never saw them where you needed them. You said you could have done it all on your own. Did you belittle their efforts to you as you did mine? Was me being there for you worth nothing? Did the trips and brunches make them enough? Were they beside you when you were on crutches? Such is life. But only one was there with me. To me, You supported them more than you did me. You gave them your energy and your space, never wanting me around and always counting my mistakes. It's an empty hole, not the ones you see, but of what I see from the looks of a mirror or reflection. You see an existence, but I see what's not seen, the gaping loneliness and the emptiness of someone you think whole. The parts that should be to form its mold, the maker and its maker kept something from its structure, and like fine wine, it aged in structure to become a vulture to fill the hole from anyone who hugged her. Am I a broken child? Are scars from the past still with me? Is it what cries out to you for love? How does it survive inside? My therapist, she tried to remind me of what I was deprived. She prescribed ways to heal this broken child, to better help the pain building inside. She advised as I analyzed all this pain that was in disguise, masking what resided deep inside, yearning for a love which it could no longer hide. Home feels unknown. I am home to a place I know, but without you, it feels unknown. You are not here to greet me, to make things feel like a party, to be the bigger of the two. It took me some time. I know you missed us both, but I came home and sat beside you, though I went to see her first, as it was just hard to see you this way. In this way, I realized I lost you to lose her to lose you. So, in all, we arrived to this unknown. Akeme of euphoria. How can I escape? Through the tiny whites and euphoria for these sensual desires of momentary alchemy, which captures deeply the splitness of the soul. Lingering over you are the heavy breaths of a depthful soul, looking to collect from a man like you, clothed but naked in a cloud of white. I entered a state of pure delight, escaping the foe through the euphoria bestowed. In a bliss of no awareness, it has me to itself. Forehead, by the old fort, painted is a magnificent butterfly. Leave me standing, strap my arms to it, aim for my forehead with a single shot, shoot me dead. Bring in a warm red, what an artistic end, where the lover lies, strange doors led to my other life. This is how it opened, true thoughts described. Isn't it just colorful, the way ahead, just like I have said? Can't you see it? I have changed. Watch me flutter like other spirits in the skies. In three dimensions. In the house, I spoke to myself in three dimensions. There was the me at the door, watching the most impactful moments of my past while envisioning my future to come. I saw us at the dinner table and lying in bed, all while standing at the doorway between the two. Oh, how I wished I could change the me you looked at then, the sad and angry me. The night at the dinner table, I walked out. A few hours later, I stood at the same doorway, looking at you sound asleep. In that moment, I thought of how much I wished you had cared enough that you could not sleep. Instead, I took to the next room, overwhelmed by my sadness and grief, suppressed in deep music, further awakened my own despair. To escape, I took to my hair a scissors from our home. Hours later, my head was clearer than the day I entered this world. What took me over 10 years was gone through despair. What you saw the next day when you awoke was the baby alien you could never forgive. You grew more and more to hate me as I waited for you. You left me without a goodbye and took my mind right along. This created the three dimensions, and I saw my ways to kill you. My love, however, was not evil and turned inwards to save you. So one night in the next room, overwhelmed by sadness, I took a belt and pulled it tightly until I lay there still, seeing them both with me and crying out to meet them. Now I see them often, the me, death, and love. Hard for me to tell. What is love? This is hard for me to tell when there has been tension everywhere I dwell. Could it be me? This is hard for me to tell, as sometimes I leave places, leaving in a yell. Might it be you? This is hard for me to tell, as you never yelled in the place we dwelled. Do I know love? This is hard for me to tell. Sometimes I think I do, then start to feel unwell. Will we have love in a way that it may excel? This is hard for me to tell. Might the universe have new intel it seeks to expel? Maybe then, this is not hard for me to tell. Smiling from a dream, you are gone. It's so hard. You were right here. When did you move beyond the life of presence, where we could meet, where we could speak, where we could share and embrace? How could time turn you cold, your existence only to be short lived? No, I only see you in my dreams, simply smiling back at me. You look happy, even though it's just a dream. Did you see her? I hope you did. I hope you both found peace. They all made me. Who would I be without them, without them to shape me? Who would I be without my mother's hard work, without her constant departures? Who would I be without my father and his sins, without being unable to trust him? Who would I be without these eyes to see my sister, to see her and all her troubles? Who would I be without you all, without all your different ways and experiences to shape me? Who would I be without you breaking my heart, without the pain to face who I am? Oh, I was made to be. Who would I be? If I didn't ask this now, how am I sure they all made me? Who am I? What will I be? Am I me or different parts of you? Pain touches my dreams. Where do I survive? Is the place outside my head? Sometimes I am not sure I'm alive. I know in the end, I like it when I'm asleep. It stops the knives from reaching these veins. Pain touches my dreams as my brain still thinks of you. leaving me to think where to survive. The place we are, to help ease the bouts of sharp pain. I like to go to the river near the apartment to watch the carps. Hearing the flow of the streams does something to me. I guess it calms me. Sometimes being there makes me wonder what would it be like if I was something different, not human, but like water or the wind. How different and easy it would be to move and change from the place we are. The three of you. I hate how I miss you so, how the sudden sadness comes on at times. Each time I know which of you brings the most sadness. Yet no matter what, I can't help but cry, especially on nights or days like these when I just feel sad. It never lasts though, and these days I just write of you, whichever one of you comes to me. Death is selfish. Please stay beside me. Don't be selfish sleeping long. Wake and be with me. Everything changes. Death seems to take everyone. Nothing stays the same. I look at pictures. They show me all the stages, now left far behind. All that is left behind. All the scars reside in me, left by youth and you. People observe them slowly in my behavior. Learning of them, they don't help. They create more scars, leading me further inside my mind. Acceptance of commitment. Acceptance, noun, is the process of receiving something as adequate, valid, or suitable. Commitment, noun, is a state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, etc., that can restrict freedom of action. Note, we are all obligated to something, and the sooner we accept that, the easier the path. Through devastation, we see a flawed reality, seeking out the pleasures of the past for normality, only to realize self commitment leads to true fulfillment. The sooner the acceptance, the lesser the external expectance. Accepting that love and grief are like conjoined twins, we can make a commitment to a process of seeking out an adequate fulfillment as we experience the different stages of our reality. How I found it. I grieved till I grew weary and sought out contentment. There I found different versions of myself, the emotional, the cold, and the contented. I spent time with myself, fasting and praying to deal with my grief. Things still do come and go, but I am a lot better now, slowly accepting this new self and reality. Oh, James, the song of a broken heart. Oh, James, why did you leave? Why did you left her with a broken heart? Could you not stay? Was the love not true? Did she not fill your cup as much as you wanted from her? What did you need? Why did this love break so many times for her but not for you? Was the love not true? Why did you came and went so many times just as you pleased without thinking of her? Now she has no room this time for you. She wants your name out her heart. Oh, James, she loved you so damn hard. Now this is goodbye, and the door is closed. She has filled your cup for the final time, Now leave her alone and let her be, so her heart can mend and find new love this time. The Lovebird's Story. I laid on the floor, passed out. The effects of everything had worn me thin. However, your presence I sensed, and the sound of a shutter. You called my name and told me of the mess I made. I got up and continued to the floor of my room, to which I continued the momentary escape of my present existence. You cleaned my mess, while in your head you saw me as just a pest, to where you could no longer nest. You felt unsafe and thought to me you could not attend, so you moved your heart from our home and into his own. Now, now, here again upon the floor, I lay writing of a time no more. In the house I thought our home. A muse gave me plenty. I barely talk about you. I rarely say your name. Now you are a muse, an idea for my book. But then I had no money. Maybe that's why you left. Now you are the reason why I have plenty, you see. Don't try to sue me for this book, as no part was ever funny. Just be happy you got an advance, and in the end, you made me wealthy. Seriously though, don't lawyer up. Oops, I forgot. You are the lawyer now. She's without. Across from you I sat. I became cross eyed to make a funny face for you to smile as I cycled in my head across countries and seas to be where I truly wish to be. Right back to a time where you greeted me at the door as I rushed to cover my distress. You've always been with me, and now these almost 3 years have been too long without your smell and without your presence to numb my current existence. How she became. I met a girl. She could dance. She seemed so fun and alive. But deep inside, her love dare not dance, for memories from her past had stepped too hard on her young heart. They stepped as she stepped, harder and harder, increasing the power of a loveless heart, triggering my own hurt, and worst, I yearned for the urge from which I came. To write of our encounters was the only way I could think to expel my own inner demons, created from a broken heart. Converting with time, I am moving on, just not sure how fast. From time to time, you are on my mind. I know to you, we were never meant to last. It amazes me, though, how quickly I am behind. Sometimes I think of when I wanted to die, the actions and reasons which created the why. I am here right now, mystified as to the cause I am alive. I do give I do give credit to God and my family, no matter how unjustified. I am a currency, one high in value, though you knew not the worth. This is my first proof, one you might surely try to dispute, seeing how much it began and came back to you. All his words are attached to you, and you are its true birth, I must affirm. Creation of a new. I have an ego, which is the altar of all the shame I carry, where I am free to mold myself anew to the me I truly wish to be, the one who is whole, without the need for validation, the one who feels not abandoned, as the self is complete, the ego formed from the lack felt every time you came and went. Since now you are no more, it seeks out the source of the initial need for approval, to which it can cut out the hold from the child that it came, so it may now be its own independent soul, without the known of broken hearts, or the grooming from other broken parts, from which a child was molded. A reality created by thoughts. What are my thoughts, if not to learn from, to look at the past, for ways to understand? What is reasoning without deepening my senses, so as to cause less offenses and to make us be one? What matters my truth without thoughts of reality created by our youth to form a sense of actual practicality? I see the sense of your reality by pausing to reason. It took me some time to say, it took me some time to say I was wrong. With more days to come, I will still be wrong. I caused a mess that now prolongs, which makes me sing somber songs. It took me some time for the right way to come along to express how sorry I am. Know you are strong, that I am sorry to have caused the fight. Please know I was wrong, even though we will never reunite. Moving on. It's funny how I am moving on, yet still I think of you. I try to analyze the thoughts without judging or criticizing why you cross my mind. Sometimes I stop in moments we shared, just looking around. Sometimes I am on the street, sometimes in a room, just you and me, or just having KFC by the beach. Then the moments fade, bring me back in the instant to continue my journey moving on. It had to be. I loved the start, and I still do to this very day, even if I am laying cold in my grave as you read through in ease. The end, though, it makes me sad, no matter how much I understand. It had needed to be, because after all, without it, how could I ever write about you and me for you to read? Without the parts in between, the start and the end, we would have no story, no existence. So for that, I would never regret our start, the rocky journey in between, and most definitely not the end. Instead, I have come to appreciate you even more, the way you were, the way you are, and me, with all the me I was never am for you. How our story together was perfectly imperfect, because it created a whole book of poems of you and me. About the poet, Tommy, a friend of mine, once said to me that I could be described as her happy sad friend. This perspective is truly dependent on you, not me. But I would say that the earth was truly blessed on a day in April 1993 when I came to be. I hope from these poems and the one written below that you may come to know about me and be free to shape a perspective of your own and maybe write it back to me. Remnants of me. Naked are my bones, as I am without flesh. Alive without a heart, I still move about with ease. For these bones are a show of my strength from all I endured. I am a thankful poet, and to you I would like to express my gratitude for reading each word and for connecting with me. If you would like To contact the author, you may do so on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. You may also visit the author website, educopaarl.com, educopaarl.com, to find out more information about this book, about the author, and any upcoming projects the author might have. You can also visit the online store at educopaarl.myshopify.com to buy any merchandise that might appeal to you, such as hoodies, tote bags, and more. Thank you once again for listening to this audiobook and for connecting with the poet.